Ayrton Senna, and I'll probably make him pizza. Everything from drifting to rally to and he never did formulas, but pretty much anything else than formula cars. And my brothers were doing go-karts and motocross as well. I got my first motocross when I was 2 years old, and I got my first go-kart when I was 8. Like, I don't know, I was just put into the car and into the go-kart, and I got the passion that way. You know, I experienced it very young. I understood that I was actually quite good, just naturally quite good, and I think that all of that motivated me to continue. And obviously, when you do something a lot, you get quite good at it. I can't sum it in just one moment, but definitely winning is just everything. Like I'm doing this because of that feeling when you get the win, and so winning in Formula 2, winning in Formula 3, and yeah, all of that is just, you know, you can have half a year of bad results and not performing and feeling really bad inside, but as soon as you get that win, everything just changes, and all of those feelings are just gone. So definitely the love to the sport is the competition. It's the winning feeling that continues to drive me. Initially, I was struggling a bit, mainly because of so limited driving in Formula 2. It was new tires, new car, so there was quite a lot of things to learn. So that took me a little bit to make that step. But as soon as I made the step around Imola, I would say Barcelona, Imola, it started really to go quite well. And the step between Formula 3 and 2 it's a big step, especially with the knowledge you need, because in Formula 2 there's a lot of things to learn. The tires are quite difficult to master, and also there's a lot of variables in Formula 2. If the temp is just a little bit different to what you have expected, the car will handle completely different. Where it seems in Formula 3, it's a little bit more consistent, everything. So it's easier to maintain. Yeah. I finished P9, which sounds awful because my expectations was very high. The truth is, I was fighting for the championship, for the top 3 in the championship, so P3, all the way till the end of the race weekend in Abu Dhabi. So I had the shot to be P3, and I ended P9. It just shows how close Formula 2 is. So looking at that, I'm quite disappointed. So I'll probably score a 6 or 5 out of 10, also based on the P9 result. Had I been P3, obviously I would have been very happy. And it was only a few points that was the difference. But it's a very important victory for me because just genuinely struggled a lot in the beginning of the year, and then sort of getting the first podium in Barcelona, and then getting that second podium and the first win in Baku was just, yeah, very important, really an important step. And also for the confidence and the rest of the year, I drove with a complete different confidence because I knew I had already won a race, and did I do all of my things correctly and prepared well and was driving well in the weekend, then I was able to win. And I think that just gives a lot of confidence, and you can just relax a bit more. We had a good year. Theo is a good driver, and I think he showed that this year as well, putting some good feature race in. We were quite a strong team. He was definitely pushing me to my limits, and also me pushing him to his limits. So I think we were good teammates, and I actually enjoyed being teammates with him for the first time. I mean, yeah, so it's in a way it's pretty simple. You can talk a lot about it, and you can discuss with your teammate and your team a lot about it, like what are we going to do in this situation, what are we going to do in this. But in the end, it's quite simple. If both drivers perform, if both drivers are happy and performs well, the team will win the championship. So you can talk a lot about the team having to do things in order to win the championship, but in the end, all they need to do is make sure the 2 drivers are scoring and winning races. So it's important to talk about, and sort of the expectation from both both drivers and the team are clear, because obviously you can be in a situation where one guy is fighting for the championship and the other guy needs to be prepared to let go potentially, and it's important to have those talks. But yeah, it's pretty simple in junior categories, because we're all driving for ourselves, our own career, and I'm not here really to help my teammate or any way do that. Like, I'm here to get the absolute best for myself so I can make it into Formula One. And I think all drivers think like that. It was absolutely crazy. Like, getting that first run in the Formula One car was just unbelievable. Like, I started when I was 8, and I remember every day at dinner with my family, I used to say I want to be driving in F1, I want to be world champion. And finally getting to drive the Formula One car was just crazy. And even every day after, I've been thinking, now it's like 1 month ago, and even now I'm thinking, did I really drive that car? And like, I'm just very proud and happy that I've made it to this step. But at the same time, I'm also really motivated and eager to get back into the car, because once you taste it, the G-force, the car, how well the car drives, obviously I realize even more what the dream is, and where I want to get to. So it helped me to sort of achieve a dream that has been driving a Formula One car, but it also helped me to fuel even more to becoming a Formula One driver. So yeah, I'm just really motivated from that test, and want to get back. Big season next year. There'll be lots of good drivers. I'm there to win. Prema there to make a good comeback. They struggled a bit in 22, and I think we all know the potential of Prema. So from their side, it's also important to get back to the top. I will have my same engineer that I had in F3, so everything should be very similar to what I know, and I know where the performance is. Yeah, and there's not really massive pressure. There is the same pressure as always, which is to win races and do well. And yeah, that's all really. I think my favorite, it has to be Macau. Like, Macau is just an interesting experience, driving in a city track like Macau is, but having such high speed. Like, Monaco is really cool as well, but it's quite like compact and slow, where Macau is, you're flat out almost 300 kph, and then you have to break down and turn. Like, it's just an incredible yeah, track, and also a place to learn a lot. So definitely Macau. And my least favorite track, I don't know. I really enjoy all the tracks. I don't know, actually. I can't say that. Like, I like all tracks, and then there is a few that is special. I would probably drive in Silverstone in a modern Formula One car. So let's say W12 in Silverstone would probably be the dream. It's pretty simple from my where I grew up. My dad, he had his own business. We were working together to make this karting work, and I think he has taught me that excuses are not good for anyone, and realizing that the only one you cheat is yourself. Like, in school, if you cheat in the test, the only one you actually cheat is yourself. If you come up with explanations and like and don't take the responsibility yourself, I think you give up on potential. And I think what makes me the most happy in the world is learning and staying motivated that way, and being honest with myself, and not trying to put anything on anyone else than myself is I think really the best tip I can give, because if you can manage that, you'll be able to learn quite quickly and become a better version, a better racing driver, or whatever you're doing. Um, I think, it's difficult. You got to know your drivers really well. Mentality. Probably Michael Schumacher, because I liked how he was a sportsman, but still so ruthless and direct in his driving and his approach as a racing driver. But still, he was a very likable person. So yeah, probably him. Taking skills, probably Max Verstappen. He's doing quite a good job on that. Lewis Hamilton. I think we can all remember Austria a few years ago where he dominated quality pace. Probably Hamilton as well. It's tricky. I mean, I think for me Hamilton is such a big inspiration, and as a driver he's so strong. I have to say Hamilton again because I know, also being a part of Mercedes, like I know how good he is, and yeah, I have to say him again. Management, oh, he's yeah, he's the best I know. So yeah, I have to say Lewis again. I'm gonna take another one. I will take Ayrton Senna for that one. I think I love actually watching like historical races, and I really admire him for also the way he overtakes and drives a general race. But he's aggressive without making silly mistakes, and I like that. Ayrton Senna, and I'll probably make him pizza, like homemade pizza. I wouldn't just call the restaurant. I would take it very serious if I were to see him, and then I would cook my own nice pizza. Well, I want to be world champion in Formula One, and I want to do anything I can to achieve that. First of all, I need to do well in F2. Then I need to make it into F1, and then it goes. But yeah, I'm quite focused on the small goals that I need to achieve every day and every year. And I'm still in F2, so I definitely need to do a good job next year with Prema, and then I'm sure if I do well, the world can be open for me.